Treatment of the Trump supporters at the Capitol to the treatment of Black Lives Matter supporters over the summer. They say the response is a racial double standard.
Carly Van Cleve has reaction from people in Fort Wayne tonight. Carly.
Brian, Krista, I talked with two women today who tell me, first of all, when a protest becomes violent, it is no longer just. But they say if Black Lives Matter supporters had stormed the Capitol instead of supporters of President Trump, police would have responded in a much different way.
I'm tired of the double standard.
Racism is still alive and well in America, and there's a double standard.
When Councilwoman Sharon Tucker and voter rights activist Jalen Radziminski look at scenes from the Black Lives Matter protest next to images from the violence at the Capitol Wednesday, they see a double standard in how police responded.
Had this been Black Lives Matter, you can't tell me that they would have been allowed to get inside of the Capitol building.
Councilwoman Tucker says the treatment was not equal.
Wondering, how does this happen? But when it was people walking down the street, it was rubber bullets and tear gas.
A couple of people were sprayed. There were some casualties for people who got too close, but the fact that, officers were holding some of these people's hands after doing such an atrocity, such an atrocious act, it's still beyond my comprehension.
Radziminski, who founded the nonpartisan group Count Us In, agrees.
There's a huge difference between the Black Lives Matter protests that occurred, in Fort Wayne across the nation this year compared to what happened at our nation's capital.
Tucker believes had the majority of these protesters been Black, they would have never made it far enough to sit in the chamber or the Speaker of the House's desk.
I'm frustrated that if it's a Black Lives Matter protest, that it's rioters and thugs. If it's domestic terrorists that takes over a federal Capitol building that you shouldn't even be on that property, inside that building, they're patriots.
They say this was a threat to our democracy, not patriotism.
We all have to take a step back. We all need to pause for a minute.
We all have to work together no matter what to protect our democracy.
Police say of the large group of people who made it inside the Capitol, 13 were arrested during the siege. Authorities have now put out pictures asking the public to help identify others who broke the law.